I Love Golf Out of Bounds Club. This is a late-era Super Famicom game. It's on the Satellaview, and if you don't know what the Satellaview is, that's okay, because it didn't come to America. So, it's a mini-golf game, and those are pretty rare, so strap yourselves in, because we're going to be taking a ride on the mini-golf train. And, you know, this is a bonus run for this event. It wasn't part of the schedule. They just were looking for something to fill the time, and here we are. We're playing some of this. I really like this game. I hope you also enjoy the experience. And here we go. We're going to verify the run by looking at options to prove that we're not tampering with any settings, and then we're just going to get started. And, if anybody talks to me in my chat, I cannot see it now. I have officially, like, buried it, so I won't see it anymore. This is being broadcast on SpeedGaming, part of the SNES Super Stars event, so just a little heads up. That's where we're at. Okay, here we go. We always play as the cat. I mean, why wouldn't you? And he's wearing overalls, and he's adorable, so we're doing this thing. What we're going to be doing is all courses. There are 6 courses of 8 holes each, and we are going to play through them all. The only requirement of this run is that we manage to get the ball in every hole. That's it. That's the challenge. And if we, fail, then I'll just keep playing the game, but I shouldn't fail. It could happen. It has happened. We start with the Dreamland Course because it takes the most menuing to get to. And that's really the only speed advantage to starting there. Otherwise, you can do them in any order you want. So, we're going to get started. And that's going to be in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so I don't know what I need to talk about in terms of mechanics here. The game is pretty self-explanatory. It's a golf game. You don't want to hit that teleporter, so just pretend that didn't happen. But we're showing off all of the physics that are going on here. Lots of crazy things are going to happen whenever we collide with any object. You have the ability to put English on your ball, and that's going to be a lot of the mechanics that are in play here, is that anytime you've got left or right or up or down curve on your ball and you collide with a wall, it'll do something with the physics engine, and it'll, make things happen. Okay, sure, that's a fine place to be. It's not the greatest place to be, but we'll take it. We'll just curve on over here. So, yeah, you go and you make your shot, and you've got to adjust your power levels, and then, if you want to make a curved shot, you'll do that and add English to it, and you want to pay attention to those little hatch marks that are around the holes, because they mean slope, which is one of the more difficult things to deal with in the game, is trying to account for how to deal with slope. Yes, physics in quotation marks. You just heard some thunder happen. This game has random weather, so we're going to be dealing with that. That was a nice shot. If it rains, then our run will be slower. That's just the way it is. It's random. Sometimes it'll threaten us with rain, but then not actually rain. That's also just the way it is. We gotta rotate. You want to limit the amount of time you spend rotating the cursor to make a shot. Whenever you start your turn, it aligns with the location of the hole. So that's why, I'm all the way around like that, because that's what we're dealing with. Is it going you want to aim towards the hole, right? I'm no, there's a fence in the way, but the game doesn't know that. The game doesn't care. We took a shortcut there. It's not necessarily faster, but it looks cool. One of the things I like about this game is that it's dynamic in terms of play style. I've never watched someone else play this game, but I assume that if they chose to speedrun it, they would do completely different things from what I do unless they watched me play it and decided to steal my moves. But I don't recommend trying to steal moves. I recommend you just, you know, enjoy the game and do what you want to do. This was an amazing hole 5. You don't even know how difficult it is to get a birdie on this hole. Trust me. Listen, they're cats, and they don't know any better. So they will play in whatever weather they are given. Okay, I'll take that. We hit the carousel for good luck. We're gonna hook the shot right into this carousel and end up right back where we started. Trust me, that was not what I was trying to do, but it's okay. We actually ended up with a better shot somehow than what I was trying to do. Here we're dealing with angles that I don't understand. It worked out. We got a par. This cat is completely competent in the art of mini golfing. This is one of the worst holes in the game. It is unbelievably terrible, and we're just going to hope for the best here. I'll let you do it. That was pretty good. That was a good shot. If you end up in that top pipe, it wastes your time. You want to end up in this lower pipe, but getting in it is a different story entirely because it's got a very questionable hitbox. We can talk about how this game is for the Satellaview and how much time they spent actually programming the game is, who knows, it's questionable. One can only assume that they just did their best and then shipped it out the door, but there are bugs in the game. It's possible for the game to soft lock. But it was a downloadable title in 1997. What do you want from him? They did what they could. There are two ways you can approach this final hole. I like to go this way, unless we're doing co-op mode, which we're not even talking about right now. Yeah, you could either go this way or the other way, and that was amazing. That was the physics doing something else. So we're going to do a correction shot here because who knows how we ended up all the way over there. Try that. Okay, whatever. I'll take it. Just gotta get out of Dreamland. One course down. That was fine. It wasn't great, but it was okay. We go from one of the harder courses in the game to what is technically the easiest one, but I seem to have a hard time playing it because I'm just kind of incompetent. This is how you're really supposed to start the game, the experience of playing it. So this is much more friendly in terms of mechanics and play. That's my fault. That was at an awkward angle. I tried to shoot up that slope in a way that I shouldn't have. There we go. What else can we talk about? There are power-ups. You see me run into these gifts all over the course. Those give you random things. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. They're usually more dynamic in team play than they are as a solo experience. We're going to just hook over here because I don't trust where it told me to aim the ball. That was the right choice. Slope. Really? Interesting. My ball just accelerated like crazy. Good. Good, that's what you want. So there are random gifts you can get that give you special abilities. If we get any cool ones during the game, it can speed up the run, it can make things easier for us, but usually it's not going to happen. I'm going to try to do a cool shot here. Let's see if it works. Eh. take it. That was good. Sometimes if you put that kind of English on the ball and it hits that building, it'll just shoot way out of bounds. Like, it doesn't work the way you think it would. We're going to try for the shortcut on this hole. If you can get it in the first try, you're amazing. It doesn't usually happen. Oh! I promise I'm not a ringer. It's quality. I will talk about the special abilities as they come up. For the most part, you know, some of them are obvious and some of them don't make any sense if you like are playing this game without any instruction. So if you want a no spoilers run and you want to find out for yourself what they do, then by all means, ignore me. That was alright. We shot through that slope, adjusted for it. Things are working out so far. I had questionable things happen on hole 2, but otherwise, this is fine. I like to hook the ball around this corner here, and get right up on the hill, or have that happen. But here's a special ability that is actually really helpful to us, which is Sunshine. It means that the game was threatening us with rain, and we cleared out those clouds so that we're not going to get rain anytime soon, and that's good because that means the run will be faster. You can also get a rain cloud out of that box, and it will make your run slower. So if you are aiming for packages, sometimes they can help you and sometimes they can hurt you, and that's just the risk you run. That's Golf Daisuki, baby. This is a terrible starting position. We haven't talked about starting positions at all, which is that it's random. It hasn't been clear at all from what's going on here. Yeah, it's just terrible. I'll take it. It's fine. I just want to get around that corner. Starting positions and hole positions are random in this game. There's a group of options, and it will kind of like pick from a range. I don't know what the range is on any given hole, but it's enough that the game always feels different. Now there are pros and cons to that, right? Like, if you're running this, at least it feels like you're doing something engaging every time, but it means you also can't really plan ahead and know exactly what to do every time. So, if you're wondering why, I'm sitting here and I'm like doing things, you're like, why is that guy, like, if he runs this game, why doesn't he just like make the same shot every time? What's wrong with him? Why would he screw that up? Why are you such an idiot? No, you don't understand. You have to constantly adjust. Basically, a lot of this is just making split decisions based on what you know about the game's engine, which is crazy. I would say it's one of the more difficult things I've speedrun in general, but like it's difficult for like, specific reasons. I don't think that's gonna make it. Okay, so that power up there lets me control my ball, a little remote control action, so I can use the D-pad to twiddle around and try to make the ball go where I want to go. That's a really good one to have. Unfortunately, we immediately lost it because we moved on to the next hole. This place sucks, and this is gonna be a mess. Okay, we made it. Your starting position on this hole can really screw you up. Just because you're, like, depth perception and getting past that milk carton, there's a very narrow aisle that you can hit the ball through. Otherwise, you get sucked over into the coffee and you lose. You have to start over. This is a really fun course thematically, with all these, like, crazy objects hanging around. I would totally play mini golf here, especially if I were a cat. I'll take that. It's gonna throw off my shot, but I'll take it. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna do a little angled shot. Yeah, fine. Fine. I'll get over there and I'll deal with it. Let's do this. Nice. Okay. That's another one where the starting position can really screw you up in terms of what you're trying to do. This one is pretty straightforward in terms of like what you have to do. Like there's not a lot of alternate routes or anything. I like to go over the fork tines there. I don't know that that's the best thing to do, but it looks cute, so we do it. And then we're gonna try to split through here. Yeah. All right. Now this tomato's in my way. It's okay. We're doing fine. I really like the funky bass on this course. One of my dreams is to do a live run of this and have someone play the bass guitar while I do the run. A man can dream. I'll take it. This... Yeah, that's fine. The tablecloth surface there slows you way down, so I was trying to adjust for like the amount of power it would eat up, but it's hard to gauge. Because like the longer you're on that surface, the more the physics are telling you you can't move through here. We get to do some fun jumps here. Very fun. Big Kong's Crunch. Okay, that's fine. We bounced back a little farther than I really wanted to, so I'm just gonna do some slow taps here to get through. And I'm gonna do like a hook. Now we're behind the sausage. The sausage has very questionable physics, so we don't want to like engage with it at all. We don't want to mess with the sausage. And then we're gonna go in like that. Not a good hole, but don't worry about it. The other way we could have gone is up around the cereal, and it's debatably worse sometimes, depending on your hole position. We're going to go for the left side on this one. I don't usually do that, so this is a gamble, but hey. That's what we're here for. All right. Okay, so we're going to hope that we bounce off the pencil. Not that way. Come on, pencil. Give me your sass. How about that? Okay, but fine. This arrow's gonna shoot us way over. There we go. Yeah, so I usually go to the right on this course, and I find it more consistent, but hey, we're living large here. This is another one where you can go left or right, and honestly, I don't know that there's a correct answer. The game likes to just throw you hurdles and you just deal with it the best you can. You'll see once we get to the bottom area that the hole can be either over here kind of on the right in the center or on the far left. And okay, so this is the center, so we're gonna do a little loop around this coffee. Good enough. I'll take it. Just like that, we're already 3 courses down. This is a blistering fast golf run. Moving on to the forest ruins. Things are going to get frustrating now. If you're not already frustrated, it's gonna get worse. I like to do this one. This is a nice simple strat. We like to scoot onto that grass there to come to a full stop, and then we're gonna go right past these two. Do a little zigzag. Just wanna do the zigzag right to the hole. Boop, boop, boop. Like that. Nice and easy. You can mess that up if you miscalculate the edges of the brick walls. But, you know, for the most part, that's a pretty solid strat. We can get ruined by these pebbles. These pebbles will disrupt our shot, so we try to avoid them. Just kind of scoot up and around this course. There are lots of things you can do here that I'm not going to go for. I'm just gonna get destroyed by that little barrier. Okay, well, try it again. This time with full hook. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I made a little adjustment to the left there, so I would definitely go up the hill. It's possible it would have just gone in if I wouldn't have touched it. But, again, I don't mind being a little safe here. This is another one that I find fairly consistent. You can get ruined by your starting position, but generally speaking, I think that this is the way to go. Yeah, see? Looks good. Boop. You can bounce off of any physical object in the game. I don't know if there are any birds in the game. Ideally, you would hit that arrow there with that first shot, but it's really hard to do, and it typically doesn't happen. It's random based on your starting position. We're waiting for this face to move out of the way. Okay, well, I didn't even need to worry about the face because I was bad. But it's okay, because we're just going to get another chance. Gotta get in there before he goes, though. Oh! Ruined. Ruined! Don't worry about it. We get a third chance. This is one of the worst holes in Forest Ruins. It's kind of just generally a pain. Calling it a par 4 is absolutely not accurate. This one gives you a lot of options, and generally speaking, I kind of just make something up every time. I don't really know what to do here. It's looking good. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna hit this arrow. There we are. And the hole can be sort of in the middle, left or right of this dog bone shape. This is really not where I want it to be, so I'm just gonna get over there. Easy every time. That was also a difficult shot. Just saying. Okay. This is one of the easier holes in the game. You kind of just want to go to the right here. Ignore all this crap on the left. The AI will always go over the left, and it's a mistake. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Yeah. Looks good. Sure. Yeah. Acceleration. Still a birdie. They deprived us of our eagle. That's okay. Okay. We're getting rained on. We're going to try to get out of here as fast as possible, but it means the last hole in this course will absolutely be slower because of the rain. Did a little grind there. I'm going to move the camera. The camera movement is slow, and we generally don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it here. Just because I wanted to see where the hole kind of is. Tap a little. So that time, the slope did not impact my shot when it should have. I promise you it should have. It did not. The physics are beautiful. 100% consistent. Best game. It's fine. It was a quick OB at least. I misjudged. I clipped into the edge of the thing. I gotta do that. Kind of like give it a wide berth. Yeah, sure. That's because of the rain. A little oomph. Not that much oomph. Okay. Well, at least we're out of here. It's gonna get worse. It's It gets so much worse. Because we're moving on to Seaside, which is my least favorite course. My goodness, I do not enjoy Seaside. It likes to try to lull you in with this sense of this lackadaisical music. It is rage-inducing to play here. Starting with this first hole, did I OB? No, I'm like on the cusp of OBing. I'm gonna move the camera. Just go. Just get out of here. Something is going on with those slopes where everything that you think is going to happen with your shot just does not work. And it's real frustrating. There's also like nowhere you can go. It's just like you have to go up through that alleyway. You can go to the right over the slope, but it doesn't make any sense. So it's a real frustrating hole. I don't like it. Speaking of that, I don't like this one either. Because now we gotta bounce off of or go around this lighthouse for some reason, and it's a mess. Okay, that was the best we could hope for. I'm gonna curve the ball. Fine. We got up that slope. We don't understand what that slope is telling us about, like, physics-wise, what's happening there. You're shooting through it, and it's just doing something. If you get up there in one shot, just be happy. Again, par 3, not a chance. Never. It's a lie. Number one key to this hole is you want to get off of this cement platform with your first shot, because otherwise it's going to make your second shot suck. If you hit that fence, you're going to be mad. If you hit like the tires in the back, you're going to be mad. So just don't be mad. Well, I'm behind this little palm tree, which is something. I'm going to do a little loop-de-loo. Yeah, thanks. This slope that's around this hole is also just really odd. It curves in two directions in a way that no matter how you shoot through it, it throws off your shot. So I don't even bother anymore to waste time trying to adjust for it. I just hit the ball over there and then deal with it. Yeah, basically all of the hitboxes are a lie. Anything that looks round is not actually round. That's, I think, usually the fastest thing to do on that hole. Sometimes your starting position is a little lower so you can use the ramp and kind of hook a shot into the hole and get a hole in one, but two shots are a pretty consistent thing to go for. This is another one where I just don't really have an answer. I kind of just do whatever. So we're going to reduce power and just get up this hill. That's the best. That's all we needed. No, the AI often does not make par. I mean, so the AI is a whole different beast. Sometimes the AI is massively incompetent, and sometimes they are S-tier pro gamers. And it's a real mess trying to deal with the team play speedrun, which I maintain. I've speedrun like 45 games at this point, and I think that the team play speedrun of this is the hardest thing I've ever speedrun by a wide margin. I also find it more enjoyable than a lot of other things I run, so, you know. I think of our, like, 100 attempts of the team play, we've had maybe 4 successful, legit runs. It's rough. I'll take that. Those little sound note panels just play a sound note. It seems like they didn't have time to program them correctly because it cuts off the audio before it finishes, or they didn't record a whole cat noise. Either way, they're kind of silly and they have no gameplay purpose. One wonders if they would have had a gameplay purpose if this had had a more universal retail release. That's a really good shot. I really enjoy doing that. I think that's a pretty nifty thing to choose to go for, shooting over the fence. And you got this stupid S curve you gotta deal with. Honestly, if you can get a par, again, par 3, not a chance. It is easily a 4 every time. And if you're playing, if you're playing with other people on the course, it is absolutely not going to be 4. All right, we're moving on to the final course. We're in space. I think many would pick this as their least favorite, and like I agree that it's bad, but I don't know. I think it is a different play style than what the rest of the game is asking of you. Yeah, sure. Why not? You're gonna have a lot of this. They introduce all these holes. They love their holes here in the future, so we're gonna be doing a lot of guesswork, and you know, that's just the way it is. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bounce off this left wall, which I don't think I've ever done before, but I'm gonna see what happens. Because I don't like this position I'm in. Okay. Well, that's what happens. This is easily a place where the run could end if I just cannot get through here in the proper amount of time. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reduce the power. Just get over this stupid hill. Thank you. Do that every time. You'll get there. And this is why Future is the best course. This whole, like, you see this crazy slope thing that's happening here. If you don't put topspin on your ball, you will not make it over that second slope. And sometimes you'll hit those pegs, get knocked back down to the first hole anyway, so it didn't even matter that you got over the slope. This is a bad hole. Like, they should have known better than to do this. Now, see, you think you're going to get past that peg, and you're just so wrong. Like, I'm aiming right between them, and I barely got past that other one. Again, round things do not have the hitboxes that you think they would have. And you just gotta hope. Par 4. My eye. And then when you're playing with other people, like, you get these balls stuck in the pits between the ramps. Nothing can go anywhere. It's a mess. That being said, I keep talking about how difficult and frustrating the team play is. It's fun. It is. I really genuinely wish I would have had this game as a kid, because in terms of, like, 4-player madness on a Super Nintendo, I can't think of anything else that really would fill that gap the way that this game could have done if I would have had it as a child. I really would like to play with 4 people someday. I think it'd be a lot of fun. We want to just use the grid lines here to line up this shot. And obviously we want to hit that peg and have our time wasted. Either way, you know, you do what you gotta do. We're gonna hook around. Fine. You just gotta get around these corners. That's what this whole course is just get around corners. Do what you gotta do. See, we didn't quite have enough oomph to get over that slope, so we gotta do it again. Do another shot. And it's just like this, over and over again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doing good. This hole takes forever in team play because the AI does not know how to handle it. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Oh, I got ruined. Ruined! I'm gonna do just like exactly the same shot here. Here we go. A little bit less power. Do one more. Do a hook. Just like that. 5 over, you say? Well, we didn't, the run is still valid. with an estimate of 40 minutes, that's all that matters. But yeah, that's not a par 5. It's an absolute lie. Ooh, got a little boosty boost over that pyramid. That was something special. A year and a half ago, when we ran this for the last SNES Super Stars, my brother and I, it was the only speed game I played. I literally did not ever think I was ever going to do speedrunning. And we played it on our stream, and I thought, well, that looks kind of interesting. I wonder how long it would take to beat. And someone had just done a run, and I watched them play, I think, 2 holes, and was like, I can do better than this. And then I went and did better than that. And then I was only running this game. I didn't consider myself a speedrunner, but I was just playing this game over and over again. When this is the only game you play, you get really good at it, and you can get a really good time. I absolutely do not expect to get a time anywhere close to what I was able to do back then. But, you know, still having a good time. And we're moving into the last hole. If you can get a time of, like, you know, under 40 minutes, it's a good time. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'm gonna move the camera. I thought so. I thought that thing was gonna try to screw me over. Just go around that stupid hole. Alright. One last corner to get around. Just gonna do a hook. Yep. And final shot. Here we go. Time is coming up. Boop. Under 35, I will take it. I promise you. That's a good time. The world record is, I don't know, it's under 32 minutes. It's from over a year ago, because I don't really actively play this game anymore. As a speed game, I really prefer to play team play with my brother. I find that to be much more enjoyable than this. But this is really interesting too, because it's got this dynamic of being so, like, you're just constantly making shot selection after shot selection over and over again. And you saw the whole run, I was sitting there making new choices. No run is ever the same. And that's not true of a lot of speedruns. Like, a lot of speedruns, you learn the techniques and you just do it over and over again. I really like how variable this is. I really like that it is pretty much an even split between luck and skill. You know, what I have to say about it, when I ran this a year and a half ago, I like I was just talking about, I wasn't a speedrunner. Now I've run a bunch of games, I've done a bunch of times. This still has a special place in my heart. I think it's a fantastic game. I really wish more people knew about it, just through the nature of what the Satellaview was. A lot of people don't, it's kind of just fallen into obscurity. We should just be fortunate to know that we even have access to it now, based on like the way those games were kind of like rental games that weren't even designed to be permanent. So it's great that we have the ability to play it now, and you know, I think more people should give it a shot. It's fun. It's just a fun game. I don't have anything else to say. My brother's been over there in the chat talking the whole time. He and I sometimes run this, not often, but like every once in a while we'll get together and we will knock out a few attempts of it and see if we can somehow get through it. The team play category is hilarious every time. That's the other difference between them, is like this one, it looks like it's a bunch of, you know, okay, he's making interesting shots, fine. But like when there are 4 balls on every hole and you have to deal with them and the physics of like bouncing against each other and everything. It's complete madness, and it's always funny. It's always enjoyable until you get ruined by random chance, and then it's not enjoyable and you're mad. Yeah, like if more people like were like, I want to see you play golf right now, sure, I would play golf. Like all our emotes are from this game because I think it's right up my alley, being super obscure, and still delightful. So that's it for Golf Daisuki OB Club. I hope you enjoyed that bonus run that you got. As always, I'm grateful to the SNES Super Stars people for having me on and letting me slip in a little spare run here that nobody asked for, but I was willing to deliver. So, yeah, I'll be in the event later, and hope everybody has a great rest of their evening.